I realised at some point yesterday that what I'd experienced yesterday morning when I made yesterday's video, which actually I don't think I posted because I didn't have an internet connection in the morning, but I'll be posting it today. What I was experiencing yesterday was some kind of pain body attack, as Eckhart Tolle would refer to it. Because basically what happened was, for about, half the day, or I had this sensation of rawness or tenderness that between my throat and my chest. Not a physical rawness, not like a sore throat, but an emotional rawness. And along with that sensation came almost continuous stream of thoughts, negative thoughts essentially, that were cycling around a sense of guilt and shame for not being enough. It was again related to my work, and in all honesty, I've just not felt motivated to kind of promote myself and put myself out in the world in the way that I had been prior to this awakening experience, or this realization of presence. And then, the voice goes on, I don't know what I'm doing, but I should be doing something. I need to earn money. What I'm doing now is not enough. I shouldn't be sitting and just being, I need to be doing. And of course I have been doing. I've been taking care of my home. I have been doing some of my work actually, but just in a much more quiet, simple way. And I haven't been using social media or thinking about like marketing and things like that were much more I was much more motivated to do before. And luckily I was able to witness both this physical sensation and the stream of thoughts, and I knew that it wasn't me. I knew it was my mind and this pain body, and I've been reading A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle's book that he wrote, I guess, some years after The Power of Now. And I'm learning so much about the nature of the ego, and later in the day yesterday I started reading more about the pain body, and there have been so many light bulbs going off in my mind as I've been reading these chapters, partly just seeing how identified I've been with my story over the years, and also how my pain body has played out over the years. Often, really last year I started to see those negative thought patterns as an expression of what I called the inner critic. I'm not the only one to use that phrase. It was something that I became familiar with last year, partly thanks to Alexandra and Shani from the Red School. And what I have been calling the inner critic, I would now refer to as the pain body, which is like the accumulation of old emotional pain and stories that have been stored in my body and in my system, and that come accompanied with and feed off negative thoughts. So it was just helpful to see that playing out yesterday. I mean, it wasn't pleasant, but ultimately, the more I'm aware of it, the more I have the possibility to transcend those thought patterns. And at some point in the afternoon, it shifted, and I felt much lighter afterwards. Sometimes those pain body attacks can go on for days or even longer, so it was relatively short-lived. And I guess although it was triggering negative thoughts, I wasn't feeding it by letting it consume me and my sense of self. I remained more or less in this state of presence with it, just watching it play out and being curious about it, even while it was uncomfortable. And there was something else I read in A New Earth yesterday that I found really relevant to my situation, because a lot of what I was dwelling on was this sense of, I don't know who I am or what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to be doing at the moment. It's like everything I thought I knew and was attached to has been called into question or has been falling away. And there was a passage that really spoke about this in the book, which was Eckhart was saying that sometimes people come to him and they say, I don't know who I am anymore, perhaps. And he said that he usually congratulates them, because that's actually a sign that, that you're moving away from the false sense of self, the fabricated self that is based on all the past experiences, but is ultimately not who we each are at the core, at the essence. And then often people say to him, why is it a good thing to feel confused? And he said, well, what is confusion really? Because saying, I don't know, is not confusion. However, saying, I don't know but I should know, or I don't know but I need to know, that is confusion. Whereas if you can just accept the not knowing, then actually you can be at peace with it. If you can make peace with the not knowing, then that would give you a greater insight into the being that you are than being caught up in this story of, I should know who I am, I should know who I am. And that's kind of what was going on with me yesterday. It was like, I'm in this place of not knowing, and I've been here for several weeks now, and when I'm okay with that, then there is this beautiful peace and simplicity that comes. But when I get caught in the idea that I should know who I am, something's wrong with me because I don't know who I am, which is kind of what I was doing yesterday, then there's this sense of confusion and this sense of not fulfilling something, which is ultimately another story that the mind is creating. So yesterday, this pain body attack prompted me to really question whether I should make any more of these videos. And today I feel differently. I feel good making this video, and you know, just going with this flow that has been set in motion. Even, I don't know how long I'll continue making videos every day, but for the time being, it's an interesting part of this process that I am going through. So if you're watching this, thank you for being here with me.